Hi, my name's Erin, and I've sold on eBay for 18 years. Many years were full time, some were part time, but always selling for the 18 years. I have learned so many things along the way, um, but first and foremost, I think the best way to get ahead, especially during this time, economic time, and inflation period, is to have a full time job and have eBay as a side income. The reason why I would say that is let's just go with the average salary in America of 70, where everybody would like to be average. The bare minimum is 75,000 a year. I'm in the Midwest. I'm sure, obviously, on the coast it's more, but for here, that's a decent salary. So, what is that when you compare it to what you're making on eBay? Um, when you have a job with a company, 30% of it are your benefits, your health package, your dental, your eye care, your life insurance, your PTO, paid holidays. So if I was making 75,000, add another 30% of that, which ends up being right around 97.5. So let's just call it an even 100,000. You want to make 100,000 on eBay. That means you need to average, I would say, in gross sales, right around $550 a day. No less. It has to be averaged every single day, $550. Only because most people have an average 50% profit margin. You know, if you're selling, if you're going to make that 100,000 a year, you need to gross 200,000. I mean, that's really where it's at. You've got to do that. Which means, you know, you see on your eBay total sales, you'll see the 90-day total sales. I mean, well, if you're doing that, you got to do about 16.5 a month, which times 3 would be 49.5. So you need to have on your 90-day selling total $50,000. I know I see a lot of people on YouTube talk about replacing their full-time income. You know, maybe they like making less. I don't want to make less. I want to make more. So for me, that's why I prefer at this time in life to have a full-time job and a side income with eBay. Now, I also don't make 50%. You know, if my gross sales are 500, I don't make 250. I'm actually making more. I average between 62 and 67% a year. But I know that there are many sellers, and I think what most people talk about is about 50%. So if you're not grossing for one person at least $200,000, don't quit your job. It's too scary out there. No, thank you. But if you are, great. You don't have to report to a boss. You can work from home. And I have done it previously. I've made well over 200,000 a year, no problem. But I forgot to also mention I do have a neurological condition that sometimes makes it very difficult to move around. And when that's the case, it makes eBay a little bit harder. So I can do a desk job at work. So for me, this is the way I plan on doing eBay. And this is also the way I believe I'm going to get to financial independence, is where my goal is. I mean, I'm not working for just for fun. I am working to get to a point where I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I would hope that that's what most people's goals are. Unless you enjoy it that much. I mean, I'm not saying I don't enjoy it. I do like eBay, but it's a grind. I don't think people understand to what grind it is at first. And over years and years and years, you realize what kind of grind it is. It's really basically, if you think about it, a factory job. You're doing the same thing every day. Same movements. You know, you sometimes come up with some really good buys that year, and that makes your year. And sometimes you got to keep going. You may work more than an 8-hour day. You may work 12-hour day. I don't want to work more than 8 hours, in my opinion. I want to have a life. So that's why my plan is to work at my job and then come home and do eBay at night so I can put that money back to be financially independent. And hopefully that's your goal too. Good luck.